I found this on the web for who is the top ranked recruit in the country. Check it out.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Unclouded Recruit, where we get reviews from former student athletes about their experience at their universities. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. We got a real special guest on episode 2. We have Jay'Nee Alston from Fort Smith, Arkansas. She's on Unclouded Recruit to talk about her experience through high school all the way up to JUCO and at a Division I program. So I guess we can start off by, telling us where you're from and, how you started playing ball.
All right. Well, I'm Jay'Nee. I'm born and raised in Fort Smith, Arkansas. I started playing at the age of 5, and the reason why I got into basketball is just like watching my brothers play, and like they were my inspiration. Like I wanted to be like them. So they were really the reason why I got started.
Okay. So how many years would you say you've been playing ball?
I've been playing ball for what? 18 years? 18 years? Yeah.
Wow. You never got burnt out? Never?
I'm not gonna lie, my senior year, that's when I got burnt out. I was like I had an opportunity to play in this combine to like try to get agents to look at you to go overseas, and that's when I was just like, I don't really want to do it anymore. Like, I love basketball, but I kind of don't want to do it. And then, I was just like, yeah, nah.
Okay, so how were you in, high school? How was that? How was the recruiting process in high school, and what got you to SIUE? You know what I mean?
Okay, well, in high school, let's see. Okay, so sophomore year, we won state, and like when you win state, that's like when everyone starts looking at your school. Plus, Northside, we're known for athletics, like basketball, football. Like, we're known to be good. So Coach Smith, the head coach, he was very passionate, very, he pushed us very hard and stuff. And my junior year, the beginning of my junior year, I really did good. Like, I started to really showcase like what I can do. Like, I'm not only just a defender, I can score the ball too. So I started getting letters, and my senior year, that's when a lot of JUCOs hit me up, like the number 1 JUCO, Hutchinson, and then I had Independence, Coffeyville, Barton, just a lot of those Kansas schools. And I really, for some reason, on my visit to Independence, it felt like home. Like, the people were nice, the coaching staff I loved, and I automatically just was like, this is where I want to be. And then playing 2 years there for Coach Crane, that's how SIUE saw me, and I accepted their offer.
Okay, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so going through that experience, from high school to JUCO, a lot of kids can look at JUCO as a negative. How did you learn, how'd you look at it coming out of high school?
Honestly, I felt like it was going to be a positive, because going JUCO, everyone always thinks like, oh, this person's going JUCO because they can't go D1. But really, when you go JUCO, you're developing more. Like, I feel like I got stronger, I got faster, my IQ of basketball got even higher, and it's different. Like, it's even different from Division I. Like, I love JUCO, and if it was a 4-year, I would have probably stayed, because that's how much I loved it. Like, it was cool.
Wow. And it's a high level. People don't realize that, like, there's a lot of really good athletes who go JUCO.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of talent at the JUCO level. A lot of talent.
Definitely. Like, look at it, Mason Jones. He went to Connor State and then went to Arkansas, and now he's about to go pro. Like, yeah, I love JUCO though. I wouldn't trade that experience for the world.
What's the struggle like though? It's a little bit tougher, right? Like off the court.
Yes, it is, because you really don't have rules at JUCO. So like how you can be in the gym as long as, like, Coach Crane kept us as long as she wanted and would not get in trouble for it. And then, like, you just have different routines, like, with school. So it'll be, you wake up 6 a.m., do your workout, then you go to class, then you have individuals, then you go back to class, then you have practice. And it's just, like, Monday through Friday, that's the same thing. And that was really tough at first. And then the food, you don't get luxury food like how you do at Division I.
Oh, yeah, no. Not at all. Not at all.
So, Jay'Nee, I didn't know that. So I didn't know they didn't have time limits of how much they.
Yeah, no, at all. We was there at 11 one night because Armand, I'm not gonna lie, Armand was on Empire, and she said, "Oh, you want to watch Empire? You can come back." And yeah, we were there till 11. But yeah, they don't have any rules. No, they can keep you as long as they want. They can do whatever they want.
Did you ever get
That's
homesick?
crazy.
Did you ever get homesick or just?
Not really, because it was 3 hours from home, and so I could, that drive was really not that bad. So no, I didn't really get homesick. There's times where I didn't want to go home because I love the family atmosphere there. Like everybody hung out with everybody, baseball, basketball, softball, football. We just were a big family, honestly.
See, I hear that at the JUCO level. Like once you start playing it, D2, D1, and you move on from JUCO, I feel like it's very divided between
Ooh,
sports.
yes. You hit that. Yes. And I think that's what really kind of was hard for me, because I was used to that family atmosphere, and then I come here and everyone already had their cliques, and it's like, well, where do I fit in? So then I started hanging out with the freshmen, even though I was an upperclassman. I still felt like a freshman coming from a different school. So yeah, that was hard for me for sure.
Wow. So within all that, I mean, did you ever feel pressure trying to get the D1 offers? How was that? Was that ever?
Yeah. Yeah, because you want everybody wants to go D1. So I was in the gym always with this my coach, Coach Cam. She's not even a coach no more, but I was with her all the time. We had scheduled dates where when I didn't have a class break or didn't have individuals, I'll be given extra shots in. I'll even work out with the guys coach, doing drills with him, and extra time in the weight room, to build my body up for that D1 level. So yeah, I did feel pressure. And plus, I was the only sophomore in my class that really wanted to continue to play basketball. So everybody else, their work ethic wasn't the same as mine. They was just, theirs wasn't the same as mine. So as I'm trying to get in the gym, trying to do this and that, yeah, I did sometimes feel a little pressure. Plus being the leading scorer on your JUCO team, everyone's so where are you going next? All these questions.
But I believe that's part of the natural habitat of playing sports, because honestly, you don't even hear about JUCO until it's your time when you're trying to find a school.
Yes.
But prior to that, it's just all D1. When you're a freshman, even when you watch sports as a kid or at home, you only see D1 sports on TV. Yeah. You don't even know about any other levels. Even when a guy goes from JUCO to the next level, they really don't even bring up their past. Now they're just an LSU kid now, even though they played 2 years at that JUCO where they developed most. So no, I definitely understand that.
Yes, definitely. And when I tell people I went to Independence Community College first, they're like, who? And I was like, it's a JUCO. I did 2 years there, and then I came here. I had to explain the whole process, because even they'd be like, what's that? And so
that's a route?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah. I didn't come straight out of high school, no.
So Jay'Nee, do you feel like, what it sounds like is that, in high school you were a decent player, but when you took the JUCO route, it sounded like your game just took off. Your body got better, you got stronger, you got faster, you got, skills got better, you got smarter, your IQ went up. Is that true? Is that something that?
Yes, I definitely feel like that is true, because I've seen a lot of people, our cousin, Brianna Jackson. Mm-hmm. She got, just seeing her develop, I was like, wow, and she was at Independence before I was. So when I went to go see her, she had a 40-point game. And it's you wasn't doing, so just seeing that, yeah, I definitely feel like I changed, and my confidence, I wasn't very confident in high school at all. And I let other people, do what they do. I'm here for the three if you need me, but at JUCO, I felt I was no, give me the ball. I can score. I can go one-on-one. The shot clock down at 10 seconds, give me the ball. And yeah.
So it sounds like you gained confidence going through JUCO as well. You kind of got an identity on the court and off the court. It sounds like JUCO was something that really was positive in your life, honestly. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, it is. And I tell anybody, I love my JUCO. And people used to make fun of me because that's all I would talk about. But it's because that was the best 2 years of my life. I really grew as a person, and I changed on the court and off the court. and my body, I was eating right. Like, it's just so much I went through that I'm grateful for those 2 years. And I'm going to always talk about it because it got me to where I am now. So.
Yeah,
Now, it sounds like a crazy opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the benefits you really get. Because, I mean, like, Datreon knows, or going right into the system, it sounds like you kind of miss a lot of layers to the foundation you can really build as a person.
Yeah, definitely.
And one thing I want to say is that, I had the opportunity to go JUCO. I had every JUCO in the country calling me, and I never was like, JUCO, but looking back at it and hearing people's stories, it really sounds like JUCO can, change your life.
Yes,
It does.
it humbles
It
you.
does.
It humbles you. Like, you're literally like the saying, trust the process. You trust the process. Like, it's amazing. I love being a JUCO kid. And like, everyone used to laugh because like I had JUCO product in my bio, and they were like, what does that mean? I was like, I'm a JUCO product. Like, I came from JUCO and I went D1. Like, I did something that I'm proud of. Like, I'm a JUCO product, and I have a shirt that says JUCO product. Like, I'm proud of it.
I feel that.
Yeah. The one thing I do next question I do have for you is, going through that process, is there, obviously it's a big difference between Division I and JUCO. Mm-hmm. Is there like more, more, do they shine a light more on you, or is in JUCO is like, hey, you need to go to class if I can't watch you go to class. I don't have class checkers, or how's that?
Yeah, with JUCO, they, like you said, they don't really, they checked, but they didn't check as much as Division I do. Like, they're checking, they check your grades, they're checking your classes, they're checking like everything, what you're eating, meal preps, all that. Cause it was transferring to JUCO, like Northside High School, Indy, they're about the same clothing size. Then going from Independence to SIUE is like, holy, crap, like this is big. So, yeah, like just like what they wanted me to eat, what they wanted me to gain, I'm like, whew, I'm tiny already, that was hard. The eating part was hard for me, I think. The eating part was definitely hard. That was hard.
I'm trying to think of. So, is there anything you regret going through the JUCO process? Is there any coaches that kind of rubbed you wrong, or the overall experience with the do they love on you? Whether I know you keep saying tight knit family. Is that something that you've always felt about your JUCO experience?
Definitely from freshman year, sophomore year, I wouldn't like. There's nothing I would change, honestly. Like, I still talk to my teammates to this day. Like, I talk to literally all of them still. And you don't see people like more often like doing that, And I talk to all of them, check on them. They're all doing good. Like, yeah, I still talk to them. So no, I don't think there's anything I would regret, honestly.
Wow.
Honestly, no.
Wow.
Yeah. What about the coaches? Are they still, they reach out to you sometimes?
Yes. Obviously, Coach Crane, for her to call me and offer me, an assistant coaching job, like, that's big.
That's huge. That's huge.
And I still talk to Coach Cam, the one who, like, I spent my individual work. She was the guards coach, and she went to OSU. So hearing her story, like, she also inspired me to work hard even more. And so I still talk to her. Coach Taylor, she's a head coach at a high school now. So I still communicate with her. I talk to all of them. Even the guys coaches that I worked out with, like, I still in contact with them too. So
that's interesting, because in our last episode, me and Datreon talked about, like, when you go to school, it's really about you got to make opportunity out of it. And it's like, it seems like you had nothing but opportunity going to JUCO down the road. As if, like, when I look back at my personal path, is like, unless we went out and made it on our own, the only opportunity we had was on the football field. That's your opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah. And it sounds like, you had a really, really positive and good experience through the JUCO levels that you were going through. And honestly, you probably was playing against some of the top talent, if I'm not mistaken. You were playing against some of the best girls you could possibly.
Definitely. Girls going to SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12 from, like, top schools, like, definitely. And just seeing them do good, like, you're like, they trust the process as well. Like, it's really good.
did that kind of help you, like, playing against that elite talent? Did that kind of help you gain the confidence? Like, hey, I'm playing with this girl that's about to go sign to Oregon or Washington State, whatever, and I can hang with her. I can put, you shooting it through. Did that
definitely. Definitely. Like, Hutchinson, they're the number one school in the nation for JUCO. And they had a girl going to Ohio State. And for me to block her shot, it did something to me. Like, like I just blocked a girl who's going to Ohio State shot. Like, I just scored 15 on their best defender. Like, it did something to me. It did. Especially, it did. And then I noticed, like, when people are looking at me and they're doing a boxing one on me, like, that also was like, wow, I must be doing something right. Because, in high school, that wasn't me. People were playing off of me. And then here, people were playing a boxing one on me. So, yeah, my confidence was up there. It was.
So it's like I said, it sounds like JUCO went really well. When did you get your first offer, and when did you initially, sign with SIUE? How did you know you wanted to go to SIUE? Did you take a visit, or what? How was that process?
Okay, so my first offer was our sister school here at SIUE. They're called Carbondale. They're SIU, just SIU, Southern Illinois, Carbondale, and they were my first offer. So then after them, I looked them up. I was like, oh, okay, they're decent. And then the next offer came in. It was Houston Baptist University. Okay. Looked them up. And I noticed that they already had a whole bunch of guards. So that was kind of like, you don't want to go to a school that already has a lot of people that is in your position, So I was kind of like hesitant with that. Like, they wanted to get me on campus and stuff like that. But I was just like, let me see what else I get. So then when Wichita State offered me, I'm not going to lie, I was like, that's the one I want. Like, I want that one. But then their coach got fired. So, that changed everything. So then SIUE came to my last game in regions, and I got a boxing one on me the whole game. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I didn't do very good. But they still wanted me. And like that, like, showed me like, okay, they still wanted me. So I went to go visit. I loved the campus. The girls were nice. I loved the coaching staff. And it took me till April to sign with them. They offered me January. Yeah, they offered me January, and I signed with them in April. And then, then came up in July, worked out, got bigger and everything. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So I know you love where you're from, which is Fort Smith, Arkansas. How far was SIUE to Fort Smith? How was that process?
That was 6 hours and that was 6.5 hours. And I did get homesick my first year at SIUE. I was very, very homesick. There was the point where I went home at least almost every 2 weeks. Because again, It was a big different change. Like, I really didn't have anyone up here yet. So I was very to myself. I was either at weights and then to the class, to my room, and I stayed there the rest of the night. I really didn't try to get out and mingle, which that's something I regret my first year, is I didn't try to make friends. And I was just still stuck on JUCO, honestly. Like, I was missing them a lot. So yeah, I was very homesick my first year I got here. Very homesick.
Wow. So what would you say would be like the number one thing that's very, very different from JUCO to Division I, especially women's basketball? Like, what's the biggest thing that hit you instantly when you got on campus at SIUE that was like, just, wow, this is different?
Okay. The biggest thing I would think, honestly, I'm not gonna, I don't want to say that. I would say the way we play. The way we played was different for me, because at Indy, we only, because it was a lot of run and gun things, we didn't really need a lot of plays. Like, we had 2 plays. And then, you do what you do. When I came to SIUE, I had to learn a lot of different plays. And I think that kind of, because I had to learn the 1, the 2, and sometimes what the 3 does, where at Indy, I only needed to know the one because that's what I played. So like learning new positions, you know, that was a lot different. And just like the individual work, that was big too. So I would say those. That was very different.
I'm trying to think of any other questions. I'm trying to think. So
what about demanding?
Yeah.
You said
How
what?
was it like? Was it as demanding like in JUCO versus, you know, going to school and changing up, going up a level, like on the body, classes, just overall?
Yeah. For certain players, they wanted either you to like, you know, gain a whole bunch muscles and all that. So like the meal prep, that was very different because at Indy, you know, like I said, the food wasn't that great. So, you know, we ate a lot of pasta and stuff, but they wanted me to eat baked chicken. I had protein shakes after protein shakes. Yeah, and I just sent pictures of what I was eating because they wanted me to get at a certain weight. Because when I came to SIUE, I was 120. Yeah. So but check this out. Once I started eating and stuff, I got to 138. So I was doing protein shakes. For lunch? I would do one. I would do one for breakfast, and yeah, it was a lot different.
Wow, so basically just nutrition and diet seemed like it really took a toll.
Yeah, that did.
May even miss some meals in JUCO.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I would sometimes eat my sleep for dinner because it was nasty. The food was very, very nasty.
So, I mean, it sounds like you had an amazing 4 years of college basketball from the JUCO level to the Division One. It sounds like you had a lot of success. You know, you made a lot of friendships. You met a lot of positive coaches that made impact on your life. You know, what did you major in, and what's next for Jay'Nee? What's the next phase of your life, and what's next for you?
Okay, so undergrad, I majored in integrative studies, and that's with education and African American studies. I wanted to be, I still do, I want to be a teacher. I love kids. So with being in education, I wanted to know about the Black history because, you know, you're not really taught that in elementary. And I started going through diversity classes on like how to work with children. Like when you're in a diversity institution, I learned a lot about African history, about African American history, about Hispanics history, like just about a lot of different history that will help me proceed in the classroom. I'm currently getting my master's in kinesiology, physical education, and coaching pedagogy. So yeah, that's teaching me like physical education, the techniques and all that, and body parts, and coaching pedagogy. That's like just like really with coaching, what to expect and how to do certain things. And what I want to do, like I said, I want to be a teacher. I want to work with kids. And when Coach Crane called me to offer me like a coaching position, I'm undecided because it's like I want to finish, you know, getting my master's and all that. So I haven't decided yet because I graduate in December. So I'm kind of trying to wait and see.
Snap. So you graduate in December, have your master's. When would they want you to start? Potentially, you don't
know. Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, if everything goes out the way, I could start. Like I could come in after I graduate in December or whatever. Because we had a coach do that before. Like after she got her degree, she came in. So I could possibly do that. So we're gonna wait and see. But hopefully everything plans out right.
Man, it's so
great to have a plan.
Hopefully it plans out right. And I'm also working on getting my teaching certification so I can teach too. So yeah,
gotcha.
That's what I'm doing.
Gotcha. My next question, my next comment is that it sounds like you had, you won a state championship in high school. You went to the JUCO level, had a lot of success. And you went to the Division I level, had a lot of success. And you're about to have 2 degrees. You're African American. You're a woman. From a city that's not very well known for a lot of positivity at times. It sounds like you're doing very, very well for yourself, and you're changing your life in a lot of ways through basketball. And I just think that's awesome, and I'm glad you had the opportunity, to come on this platform and share your story. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything else that's on your mind that you wanted to let people know? What would you say? Let me ask you this. What would you say to yourself 5-6 years ago, that's junior or that senior year, Jay'Nee in high school? What would you tell yourself if you could go back in time?
Honestly, I would tell myself, trust the process, and who you are, what you can do, and don't worry about other people's opinions, what they think. Just do what Jay'Nee does and have fun. Honestly, that's what I would tell myself.
So have fun, trust the process, and just keep working hard. And that's what you would tell yourself, just to keep moving forward.
Yep. And don't let all the negativity mess with your head.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. A lot of kids need to know that JUCO is definitely a good route to take. It sucks because, you don't know until it's like almost you're forced to make that decision, like your senior year. Like if they were to walk you through that since you're a freshman, and kind of gear your mind to thinking to go that route. Because it sounds like I missed out on a good time.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like I should have went JUCO straight out of high school. That's what it sounds like, man.
That's a lot of people say that. But I've met people who went Division I who said, honestly, I wish I would have went JUCO so I could have grown because of just experience they have had. And I tell everybody, going JUCO was the best thing that has happened to me. I've had a person, I'm not gonna say no names, but we were talking or whatever, and they told me, they're like, I would never go JUCO. They were too good, and at first that kind of hurt me, because it's like, you trying to say I suck or something, but like I said, I looked at it as a positive way, and I got better, and my results shows.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is I've been around a lot of guys that went JUCO. And, majority of those guys that went JUCO, they had a lot of success, and they were kind of more mature, and they carried themselves a little bit different because they seen the bad sides of what JUCO can have, especially on the football side, because football can kind of be grimy when it comes to JUCO level.
Yeah.
And they've always had experience and just different skill sets that I wish I would have had, being that little freshman or sophomore coming to the Division I ranks. But yeah, it sounds like, over the years, JUCO changed my mindset, and it sounds like you said it's the same with you, that JUCO is a positive thing if you let it be.
Yeah. And some people, they don't make it out. They're like, this is tough, they give up because, again, like I said, you have no rules. There's no time limit. So you're waking up, starting your day, you're doing basketball. You go to class, you're back at basketball. You go back to class, and you're back at basketball. Some people they do not make it, and that's okay, because it's just not for you. It, like I said, JUCO will either make you or break you. It will, but just trust the process. Honestly, trust the process.
That's awesome. Jay'Nee, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Popping on here this platform for episode 2 of Unclouded Recruit, where we just talk about people's experience at the colleges they've had. We try to be authentic and transparent, and I appreciate you coming on this platform and talking about your story, going from high school to JUCO, and then having success at the Division I level, and now about to have success in the real world, about to get a real-time job offers. I think it's phenomenal. Keep up the hard work, and we really appreciate your time on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm glad I came.
Fort Smith legends.
Yeah.